Hi, and welcome to the Brocade Campus Feature Explainer series. I'm Terry Henry. This time around, we're going to have a look at how to configure an Ospf distribution list using an Acl. So, why would we want to do this? Well, there's cases where you're learning routes from another Ospf router or maybe multiple Ospf routers, and you want to filter some of those routes. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an Acl. And then we are going to apply a distribute list into our Ospf to tell it to deny some of those routes. So if we have a look at our router here, Ospf's already set up. It's a pretty simple configuration. So we have a neighboring router that's sending us via Ospf. It's sending us 6 different host routes. So 1.1.1/32.2.3.4.5.6. They're all coming from the same router. And so what we're going to do in this case, just for example, is I'm going to filter out 1.1.1.1 and 1.1.1.2, and I'm going to leave all of the rest of the routes there. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an Acl. So it could be a standard Acl, it could be extended, or it could be a named. So in this particular case, I'm going to use a named access list. So access list standard, and then whatever you want to call it. So block routes in is what I'm going to call this. Okay, and then I want to deny those routes from being learned or being put into the IP table. And so I'm going to do that with a deny statement, 1.1.1.1. Now, normally, because it's an Acl, you put in a reverse mask, right? So it would be 0, 0, 0, 0. But in this case, because it's a Brocade, I can just do a regular mask and it will convert it for me. And then I'm going to do deny 1.1.1.2/32. And then lastly, I need to do a permit any, because of course there's an explicit deny at the end of every Acl. So if I don't do that, it's going to deny all my routes from being put in the IP table, and that's a little bit counterproductive. Okay, so I've got my Acl created. I'm denying those 2 routes. I'm permitting anything else. Then I go to router Ospf, and I want to do a distribute list. So it's distribute-list. Then I have the choice of a standard Acl, an extended Acl, a named Acl, or a route map. And I'll do route maps in an upcoming video. But the benefit to a route map is I can do things like setting the administrative distance on those routes. So it's more than just a block or a permit or a deny. Anyway, so I create my distribute list, and then I'm going to put in the name. So I called it block routes in, and then I need to apply inbound because it's for routes coming into us, right? And so now if I go back and look at my routing table again, you'll now see that 1.1.1.1 and 1.1.1.2, which were there previously, are now gone. Those are being filtered out of the table. However, with that said, it doesn't mean that they're not being learned by the router. They're still being learned and they're still in the Ospf database. They're just not being put into the IP routing table. And so we can see that if we do a show IP Ospf database. We see here 1.1.1.1, 1.1.1.2 are right here. They're still in the Ospf database, and Ospf is fully aware of their existence. It's just filtering them from the table, so they're not routable by the devices connected to this device. But anyway, easy as that. And so as I said, in an upcoming video, we'll talk about how to do this with route maps, but it's pretty straightforward to do it with an Acl. So hope that helps. Have a great day.